So fucking stupid. Why aren't more people intelligent like me? I'm so lonely, so lonely, so lonely inside real Rome. There's no one, just me only, sitting on my little throne. I work very hard and make up great plans, but nobody listens, no one understands. Seems like no one takes me seriously. And so I'm lonely, a bit lonely. Pour it on me.
Yeah, nobody showed up for me. Although Xavier just Xavier just popped in. Oh,
You literally kicked. Why? So you.
I'm so lonely. Absolutely one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. Greetings. Welcome everybody to Tuesday, March 19th. Xavier just joined me. Dennis is out apparently having a life. I don't even understand. But yeah, that's what he's doing. And so he is not joining us tonight. And you know, we've lost arm to the ether. So therefore, it's just us. That's all we got. Yes, Xavier is in fact joining us from the International Space Station. Hey, Xavier, can you talk a little bit? Because you were a little breaking up. Hello. 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 Hey, Xavier. Hello.
Oh, huh? Can I talk now?
I just said, can you say a couple of words? Because
well, I don't know. Are you gonna do another?
I'm
so
so
South Park now.
sorry. Hi. So it's just me and you tonight.
I heard rumor.
I know. And you know what? So it was a curiously interesting show today.
It tastes delicious, Frank. Hey, Autobot.
I wanted to talk about Jim Kerr, and so I have much to say about him. Okay, so the way the show went today is that Howard agreed to participate in a Jim Kerr, who is a very popular New York-based. I'm gonna tell you, Jim Kerr is a very popular New York-based DJ. And he actually started his career, bizarrely enough, when he was like 15 years old. Right. And he was able to get like a DJ job, I don't know, Minneapolis or something. And then he wound up starting in New York radio when he was like 18 or 19 years old. So, which is a big deal because, you know, who gets to be a DJ at that age? And I think he's now celebrating 50 years on the air. Something like that. And so he was going to have like a bunch of different people come on and, you know, celebrate him or whatever. And it was simulcast on New York radio. Where is he, you guys? PLJ, QXR, whatever.
Okay, well, coming from the West Coast, no idea who the hell he is.
Doesn't matter. It's okay. He's very, very popular here in New York. And since most of us who originally listened to New York, to Howard, grew up in New York, kind of know who Jim Kerr is. And but there's more to Jim Kerr than meets the eye because he's a little bit of a weirdo, and I have some thoughts on him. So I do want to, Jim Kerr is the lead singer for Simple Minds. So the weird thing about it is that even though Kerr is a big DJ, if you Google Jim Kerr, you really don't find anything on Jim Kerr other than dude from Simple Minds. So it's just kind of a weird thing. So anyway, he agreed to go on simulcast on Sirius and also on his radio station. And by most accounts, they will tell you that it was probably one of the better interviews that Howard has done because he was, he knows
his best interview is someone that most people haven't heard of.
Because he knows the subject. That's why he knows the subject matter. He knows DJ. knows that whole thing. So it was kind of interesting, but I do have thoughts, which I'm more than happy, obviously, to share with you guys when
Tim.
it's time. So as you all know, we're starting a new format where we're doing an hour, give or take 15, 20 minutes, just because that's the timing we should do. Yes, Tim, you were exactly right. Jim Kerr is to New York what Jim Ladd was to LA. Okay, I don't know what
Who's
that means.
Jim Ladd?
Who's Jim Ladd?
I'm not joking, man. Like, were these guys like Power Rangers or something? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm actually excited that you're in the chat tonight because I want to share some stuff about Jim Kerr that just kind of dawned on me, and I want to know what your thoughts are on it. So when we get to that, by all means,
I'd rather hear what Tim has to say about enduro motorcycles in the Baja Peninsula.
Yeah, Tim sadly does no longer does those
Tim, come on.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Yes, that's legit, Tim. Yes, that's legit, Tim.
Superman is dead.
So let's start the show. I'm excited to get to Jim Kerr, and we'll talk about it on the other side. Okay, so let's start the show with Howard starting his show as stupidly as usual. Here we go. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hey, can we fix that screen, guys? There's a big box in the left-hand corner. Hello, little behind the scenes.
And they couldn't get their shit together this morning, obviously.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. All right, Robin, I'm giving stage direction. I'm commanding. I'm taking leadership. We have a busy show for you today. No time for dilly-dallying. There's an expression I haven't used in a bunch of years, dilly-dally. But we have a lot to get to. Believe it or not, people are anxious to hear what we have to say.
No, they're actually not, because the show was absolutely as boring as can humanly possible.
Most people don't know the show's still going, man.
Well, this is true. This is absolutely true.
It's like if you tuned in and Gunsmoke was still a thing.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. Okay, so what he got to today? A lot of JD, Jonathan Blitt, Ronnie, the Oscars, victory.
Oscars. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So
I know.
topical.
I know. How hot Kristen Stewart is, how he was in band when he was a kid. And then a lot
Nobody
of
cares.
Jim Kerr was like a good hour 15 or something like that. And then he got to the Oscars and then he went home. So it was just a weird kind of
blessed.
He wants to let us know that he's not a titty guy, and I'm going to let you tell.
Titties actually distracted from it. Honestly, yeah. I love titties. I'm not a titty man, though. I'm not. I like them.
Titties. You wouldn't want them. What? Titties.
All right, listen to this. Tell me it's not gay.
What?
I am a belly man.
You
when
want
I
them
see
there.
Oh, I want them there. But you know what, though? I like even women with small titties, A cups. I'm fine with that. And a flat stomach. I'm more of a flat stomach thing when a woman wears a belly shirt. That kills me. I would do it. It makes me nuts. That somebody
You literally just described Gay Ramon.
I'm like, how does that happen? Because my belly is the opposite. I can't wear belly shirts.
There's nobody on this planet.
He's talking about Gay Ramon, like no joke.
Yeah, there's nobody on this planet who wants to see you in a belly shirt. Yes, Benjamin. Timothy Chalamet has a lot. He's very much that guy. Like, again, and if Dennis was here, he would tell you that he again avoided Sydney Sweeney at the Oscars and how gorgeous she looked. And was extolling the virtues of Kristen Stewart, who actually looks like a boy. She really is just kind of a boy. Yes, that's exactly right, G Canada. Yes, Howard. Well, we don't know what he likes, actually. We have no idea.
Actually, like I sent a clip over the weekend to Mo, and someone brought it up. So it was when he was talking about the Olsen twins, like he literally called them pieces of ass when they were 13 years old.
Yeah.
So take that for what you will.
And by the way, when he used to say that when they were 13 years old, I mean, there's a lot of things we gave a pass to when he was on air.
Bro.
It
He's
was still
talking about
creepy.
little kids, man.
It was still creepy.
It's still creepy. You know, it's one thing he's talking about Janet Jameson or whatever, or the
Yes.
Houston 500. But
Yes.
when he made that pivot and he's talking about freaking 12, 13-year-old kids,
I
I
know.
was like, eh.
So weird, you know, and he always does things for the sake of comedy, he likes to say. And
Yeah,
by the
no,
way,
no, no, no.
the
That
Olsen
wasn't
twins,
yeah,
the
we
Olsen
will play
twins,
that at some
be
point,
honest,
maybe tomorrow.
they
There's no
literally
comedy
look
there.
like they look like monkey children. I mean, so they under no guys were they the most attractive, like even
No,
children of their
not
time.
even. They were literally prepubescent looking kids.
Monkeys. They look like little monkey children. Really, they look like blind
Yes,
monkeys. They were not
yeah.
that cute.
I think you're almost giving him a pass by saying that. 'Cause
Nah,
you're almost insinuating that it was humor based.
I'm just saying that that's
It
usually the
is some
excuse that
creepy
he gives.
shit,
That's
dude.
all. That's all. Okay, so then he went on to talk about I don't know, flute playing, and I'm trying to remember what the context was.
Yeah, skin
Well,
flute. Yeah.
basically, what a waste of time it is to learn an actual instrument. So here we go. Who's this remind you of, Xavier?
I don't know. I'm bumming out.
It's always flute.
I know. Flute bums me out.
Calming,
Can you
relaxing.
imagine like
Yeah.
learning music where you learn flute? What a waste of time.
Learn
Yeah,
flute.
complete and utter waste of time because you, who can't even play a couple of simple guitar chords, would tell anybody that they're wasting their time. He then proceeds to let us know. Wait, hold on. Was Timmy saying, Mo, it's irrelevant what those twins look like. He was still obsessed. Oh, no doubt, babe. I'm completely with you on that. I mean, there's no doubt that you know what he used to say, and even when it went to Millie Bobby Brown, you know, just kind of
Yeah,
weird.
absolutely.
Except he was himself talking about the Olsen twins. All of a sudden, he became the agent when it went to Millie Bobby Brown, which is kind of a weird thing now that she's engaged to Bon Jovi's son. I wonder if she's ever heard what he says and what she thinks about it. I'd be curious to know what goes on with that on that side of the world. So then he started talking about how, you know, he's playing guitar and he's learning how to play guitar. And I know there's a lot of guitar players out there who listen to us. So listen to him playing guitar today. This is what he has learned. Now, don't forget, this is a man who's 70 years old, who has taken lessons in the past multiple times, just started it up again, probably about a week or so ago. This is Howard playing guitar. And Robin, of course, loving every moment of it.
I'm like, oh, I need to do this. Anyway, you've had enough. But anyway, I got all jazzed up. You don't get that with the flute.
You don't want to grab a flute?
No, I didn't want to grab a flute.
Wait, that was it?
Wait.
Then I was like, you know. Anyway, that's why you play guitar.
That's pretty
What?
good for a guy who's just learning.
Is she like see now?
Well, I haven't learned anything.
Yeah, no kidding. Can you even imagine?
Like they just bit 20 years ago. We mean just learning.
Yeah. Gary's trumpet isn't much worse. That's right, Dick Fitzwell.
Yeah. Hey Mo, I sent you the link to the Olsen twins, like his direct. If you ever we want to play that to remind everybody. It's like
Do we want to?
Let's just do it for a minute. Just do it. Play for a minute, and people can remember.
Sure. Let's go to.
It's ready to go.
Let's harken back to those wonderful.
Olsen, Howard seemed to start an obsession with the then 14-year-old Full House stars Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. While on his show, Howard started to share a story about having his 7-year-old daughter over to spend time with him. Looking for activities, Howard suggested a recently released Mary-Kate and Ashley movie for him and his daughter to watch together. He then goes on to make blatantly suggestive comments about the twins.
Remember the two little girls from Full House?
Sure.
Well, now they're like 13, and they're pieces of ass.
Oh, yeah, I've seen pictures of it.
And normally I don't look at a 13-year-old and sexualize them. I don't. But these two are pieces of ass. They're grown up perfect.
Are they budding yet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Their boobies are out. So, I mean, and don't get me wrong. I'm not into 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
You are.
But I don't know.
You can't say you're not.
No, I'll tell you why I'm not.
On about the Olsen twins.
I don't look at them like, oh, gee, I want to have sex with them. But I look at them and I go, man, they're going to be great when they're adults.
At the time,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that yes, this person who did this thing just kind of cited that particular example, but the reality is they used to do a countdown clock, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, done 2 more years before they turn 18, 1 more year before they turn 18, and that was like his big thing. That was like a big to do for him.
And you know what? Because there's a little thumbnail. If you look at them, what they look like when they were 13, 14, and you could say, hey, this is an 8-year-old kid, and you wouldn't have any problem really processing that. That it looks like an 8-year-old kid.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. Hang on.
But to him, yeah.
Yeah, this is what they look like, and this is what he showed on the thing.
Look at their faces. Their faces are like elementary school kids.
Yeah, that's what he thought was hot.
Pieces of
You know what?
hate.
The shocking thing is this is what he still thinks is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally
it's
Beth.
basically Timothy Charlemagne just swap the head out.
This is Beth with a boob job. Like, this is what her arms look like. This is who she is. This is exactly the body that she has as well. It's frightening. That is frightening. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for bringing that. Anywho. Okay, so yeah, Howard playing guitar, and then he lets us know that his parents, of course, because he had the worst dad known to mankind.
Flute. See, that's what happened to me. I
Look on
could have
the-
maybe been a musician in my life, but my parents got me a clarinet. And my dad brought it home. You want an instrument? This is the clarinet. What? I never even heard of it. I didn't learn one thing on that. I was in the orchestra at school. By 6th grade, they said, now you will solo at the graduation ceremony. I go, I don't know how to play. They go, what do you mean? You've had this thing for 6 years. I go, I don't know I can't play one note on this fucker.
Yeah, it's so funny because I will confess that in band in elementary school, I too played the clarinet, but
Loser.
I know. I got upgraded from triangle to clarinet.
Yeah.
4th grade, but it's so easy to play. I mean, it's like the easiest thing in the world, but you didn't have to buy them because the school had them. So, you just, here's your clarinet. The only thing you had to buy were like the little reeds that go into the clarinet. And you know what? 4th, 5th, 6th grade, I actually got pretty good on it because it was easy. I don't even understand where he comes from with his, he's just stupid. He has absolutely no musical ear whatsoever. He has zero artistic talent, which is why it always shocks me that he does any kind of art whatsoever. I know we can debate that all night long, but I'm just saying he doesn't really have any kind of talent. I was the kid in the back pretending he was playing the recorder. Yeah. I know you kids. It's so funny because our band teacher, his name was Mr. Dorfman, and he played this thing. It was like a I don't even know what it's called, but it looked like a mini harpsichord, and it looked like a little harp, and it had little strings, like 40 of them. It's really, really small, and he was so proud of himself. And every time we did band, he would always make sure that there was a solo. Oh my God, if I had a clarinet, I would absolutely play it for you. Well, I probably couldn't play
Barbecue.
it. I'm sure David can play the freaking clarinet too.
I'm sure he could.
I'm sure he can. Yeah. So then some chick calls in and wants to know if he saw Kristen Stewart in the New York Times and how hot she looks.
It is Washington. I wanted to know if you saw those pictures of Kristen Stewart in the New York Times.
Yes, I did. I mean, Kristen Stewart, boy, that girl, I've always said she is super hot and super lesbian. She's everything I'd want in a woman.
She's really not that hot. Let me just give you a little bit of what Kristen Stewart actually looks like, and why anybody would call and ask whether or not he saw her in the Times is beyond me. But But yeah, that's Kristen Stewart. So that's what he likes. He likes this kind of boyish, girlish thing that's what appeals to him. I know the callers are fake. I know. I can probably honestly tell the story now since we're doing story time tonight. I can tell the story of how one of our listeners / RadioGunk members, I'm sure I told the story, sometimes used to call into the show. And don't play the guessing game because I won't admit who it is. Would sometimes call into the show and always had a great call and, just some bullshit thing that she would call about. Well, one day they contacted her and they said, "Hey, this is so-and-so from the Stern Show. And we were wondering if you'd like to become a frequent caller, and we'll give you a call and we'll let you know what's going on. And then you call in." And that's what they do. And she kind of freaked out a little bit and said, "I don't really want to do that. I have a real job and it's not really something that I can do. But this is what they do." And maybe one day she'll come on and tell us the story about it. But
Hello.
and so she had emailed me and she's like, "Oh shit, I don't know what to do. So and so called me from the Stern Show and asked me if I wanted to be a frequent caller and call in with specific topics of conversation or just tell really good stories." And she's like, and I kind of freaked out. And I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe they have my phone number. That was like her first thought. And
this is Gary.
and then also that's not something I want to do because I have a real job. They tried. And it was just kind of like a weird thing. Yes, pre-arrangement of phone calls is indeed a bit of a stumble. So anyway, so this is what he thinks is hot.
They
And
say, we need you to call Billy Corgan.
right, exactly. No, we need you to call in and tell us how much you love Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan, exactly.
He's going to be in next week.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
So, so then he lets us know the setup for Jim Kerr. So again, if you missed the beginning of the show, Jim Kerr is a local New York DJ. I don't know enough about him to let you know how far his reach extends. So if there's any of you out there who listen to actual radio these days and are not in the New York metro area, if you know who Jim Kerr is, I'd be curious in knowing that, whether he is his reaches further than the tri-state area. So here's the setup for Jim Kerr.
In a half hour, Robin.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how this all came about. So I started to hear from people that Jim Kerr, the radio dude, the guy who's been on the radio, when I was a boy growing up, I don't know how, Jim Kerr's about my age, but somehow he was already a big-time New York disc jockey when I was in high school or college.
No, you stupid moron. He wasn't a big-time DJ when you were in high school. I love the way his memory just kind
It's
of
always the same, right?
It's always the same.
Always the same. It's like I listened to like freaking the Spice Girls when I was in elementary school.
Cozy Boys, I'm not sure what you're asking. What is the AI you use that lets you add pics? I don't know what you mean. I just do something that shares a screen. I open up another grouping. I usually use like a different browser for it, and I just go there and you see all my things on top there. That's all the things I'm going to talk about today, and I'm just sharing the screen. So that's how we do that. All right. So yeah, so he starts in with Jim Kerr and starts talking about him and the fact that he's going to call into his show momentarily, and we should all wait and see what he's going to. But it wound up actually being a really interesting interview. Here's the thing that precipitated it. Jim Kerr celebrates half a century of New York City morning radio. So maybe it just is New York City. So this was from March 14th. A week-long celebration is planned to commemorate Jim Kerr's remarkable 50 years of morning radio in the nation's #1 market. Kerr, who anchors the Jim Kerr Rock and Roll Morning Show on iHeartMedia Classic Rock Q104.3. WAXQ, New York, began a half-century stretch in morning radio on March 18th, 1974. So that is actually a long friggin' time to be on radio. At the former WPLJ, he's the longest-running morning radio personality in New York history. His career did begin, in fact, at age 14 in a place I cannot pronounce, Michigan, and he's been on the air ever since. After I'm going to try and pronounce that, Ypsilanti. After working at stations in Howell and Ann Arbor, Kerr joined WORJ, a progressive rock station in Orlando, Florida. He returned to his hometown at 18. So he left his house, by the way, really young as well. He had a very difficult father, and of course, Howard is definitely going to go to daddy issues that he had. Joined the air staff on the fabled Keener 13 WKNR Detroit. At 19, he served as morning host at WDAI Chicago. And at 20, he moved over to the legendary WLS. When he was 21, he became New York's youngest morning show host at WPLJ. He is the morning show host on 6 New York City stations, most notably logging 15 years at WPLJ and 22 at Q104.3. Celebration kicks off on Saturday with the 20th annual Jim Kerr Irish Breakfast live broadcast. Then on Monday, Mayor Eric Adams will join him live in studio. Tuesday will feature Howard Stern, which will be simulcast on WAXQ and SiriusXM. Stern will be part of a group of radio legends from all eras of Kerr's career who will appear in the morning show that day, which is very funny because Howard admittedly never met him. And Jim Kerr said, yeah, I met you one time. You were having like lunch with your agent and I came over and said hi. He's never met him. Friday's show will be broadcast from top of the Empire State Building with special performance by Gavin Rosdale. And then, of course, Howard said, oh, no wonder Gavin's in New York. He's like, I wondered about that because Gavin called me and asked if I wanted to do dinner with him. And, I told him I wasn't going to be in New York. Conversations with Billy Joel, John Bon Jovi, New York Jets linebacker CJ Mosley. So, of course, all his usual people. And I think that's the only reason Howard agreed to do it is because both Billy Joel and John Bon Jovi and his boyfriend, Garen Rosdale, were doing it. So that's your rationale behind, Howard doing something that he absolutely ordinarily would never, ever do. So yeah.
So guys, I think you're talking about the Bing image creator is what you're talking about.
Oh, you're talking about my little AI thing in the back here?
Yeah.
The thing that
the Bing image creator, and it's
Bing, but you have to have a MSN account or something.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, but that's easy to do. And then you just punch in anything you want, and it's really fun.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
So Jim Kerr was 15 on the radio.
Except Howard Stern. You can't punch in Howard Stern.
Well, I tried to do myself, and it wouldn't let me do it. Just so you know.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, no, it doesn't let you do personal people.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know why. Here we go.
So you put your own name in there?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Weirdo.
Hate him. I'm so jealous.
So jealous.
And he was so professional sounding. And then I heard one day he's the morning guy at WPLJ, and he's like 12 years old. He's like 15 or something.
Idiot.
And that's when my father yelled at me, "You want to be on radio? Jim Kerr is 15 years old."
Yeah, that never happened. So let's move on. But of course, before he goes on with Jim Kerr, who is celebrating 50 years on radio, he needs to make sure that we know that he was important to the manager of the radio station that Jim Kerr worked at. It's such a sea monkey thing to do. It's just amazing to me. Listen to this.
Yeah. I even tried to steal his job. I almost did it. I was working in Detroit. And the guy, his boss called me and said, "Hey, I'm watching you." I said, "Yeah." I said, "But Jim Kerr's your morning guy." He goes, "Well, I'm watching you. I'll tell you what, I'll put you on at night." I go, "I don't want to be on at night. You guys are going to bury me."
Right. And so then he goes on.
I said, "Give me Jim Kerr's job." He goes, "Well, you're not ready yet." I go, "I kind of think I am, quite frankly."
So cute. Jim Kerr's been on the air since he's 15 years old. He's now been on the air for 5 years. Howard's at basically his first job ever and thinks that he deserves to have Jim Kerr's morning drive time spot. So of course, just to be a little bit more of a twat. Here we go.
I could do the temperature. I can tell people
temperature.
I know 60 degrees. I kind of think I could do it. What do you mean I'm not ready? He says, "Well, you go to Washington."
Ready to give the weather?
He said, "Just know I'll be watching you. We'll see how you do in Washington." Then I killed it in Washington, and then I heard from him again, and he wanted to put me on at night. He didn't want to give me Jim Kerr's job. He said, come on at night. If you do well there, then we'll give you Jim Kerr's job.
Such a piece of shit. Literally, that he's just about to go on air with the guy. And this is what he says. So Jim Kerr comes on. And the thing I realized about Jim Kerr, which is going to be really, really interesting for my next two clips. I really just did 2 clips on Jim Kerr. Jim Kerr is legitimately Fred with a quasi bigger career. Look at him. So that's Jim Kerr. That's Fred.
Oh, wow.
That's Fred, right? And
Yeah.
the weird thing, and I know this secondhand, and I'll tell you how momentarily, but so Jim Kerr is kind of like this weird guy, and has always had like dad issues, always has had issues, but listen to Jim Kerr's like well, first off, let's listen to some father hunger, because of course that's how Howard starts the conversation with him, and he's totally interviewing Jim, so Jim has nothing to really say other than listen to Howard and let Howard talk.
The whole thing. Are you angry with your mother?
Stop.
Jim, are you angry with your mother for not protecting you from your father?
You sound just like my shrink.
Right.
But I love my mother and her memory. She passed away when I was 18.
So he left home at a very young age. He didn't have a relationship with his father. His mother passed away when he was 18. And he literally, okay, now again, this guy's been on air for 50 years in the top market in the world. And Tim, if you're still listening, it's bizarre to me, this whole, listen to this.
Parts of it were traumatic.
Yeah, but I read a thing about you that said, when I go off the radio, I go back to my apartment. My apartment's my sanctuary. I don't let any people in the apartment. No one is allowed to visit me in the apartment. That's where I go to be alone, and I just want to be by myself. Is that has something to do with your mistrust of people because of what your father did?
No, I trust people, and I love people. I don't have mistrust of people. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment.
All right, check out how he lives, though. This is like the most insane thing I've heard in a long time.
Which basically, if you opened up the front door, it looks like a storage locker with a mattress, because I don't have room to keep all my stuff. So that's why I don't let anybody in, because it's embarrassing.
Live in a 1-bedroom?
Yes. I live by myself in a 1-bedroom.
But it gets better. It gets so much better.
Bedroom?
You've got to be a millionaire, right?
Me? No.
Yeah. I mean, you made a lot of
No?
I mean, you've been working steadily since you're 18 in New York radio. That's interesting.
Is that
bedroom.
mattress filled with money?
No, Howard is
I also read, Jim.
Listen to this. Xavier, you still there?
I am here, barely, yes.
Listen to this.
I also read that you don't need a refrigerator or a stove, and you don't even have one in your apartment. Is that true? Yes.
Well, I have a little tiny refrigerator that I keep like Coca-Cola and stuff in. I have a microwave oven, so who needs a stove?
How? Why?
He lives in New York. There's plenty of restaurants.
Adult 70-year-old man, because they are around the same age, who doesn't even have a stove. How is that humanly possible? So here's the big scandal. And I am shocked, I tell you, that Howard did not bring this up. And it was such a big thing back in the day because I happen to know one of the people involved in this. Rock star romances haunt DJ amid love triangle legal battle. Okay. This chick right there is Carol Miller. Carol Miller is a huge DJ chick, and Howard talks about her all the time. And at the time, these two, she's married, him not. He was married once, but long time ago, never got married again. Were having an affair for years and years and years and years and years. A Manhattan real estate agent is using radio DJ Carol Miller's lurid tell-all autobiography against her in a steamy legal battle involving the allegations of a love triangle and barroom brawl. Home seller Amber Woods, I will not say or not say that that's the person I know, claims Miller maliciously had her arrested after a confrontation in Upper East Side bar in 2012. The married Miller had been in there with fellow New York radio legend Jim Kerr, whom Wood claims is Miller's secret lover. Wood, 56, says no fight happened, but Miller, 62, claims that Wood started ranting like a madwoman over Kerr, whom she once dated, and violently grabbed Miller's arm. You're a pig, you're a slut, you're a whore. I know where you live. I know your husband, Wood allegedly told Miller, according to court papers. Wood, however, denies she ever laid a hand on Miller, who does a syndicated Led Zeppelin radio show called Get the Let Out, and notes that the charges of assault and harassment were dropped. Now she's suing Miller for malicious persecution and claims there's proof that Miller is a jealous wildcat. But apparently the word on the street, and actually what is known, is that that little space that he has with the one bed is that's him and that's Carol. That's where they were. That's where they basically, and that's why he has really nothing in there, because he was having an affair with her for years and years and years and years. And it is shocking to me, because this was like a big thing at the time, that Howard would not bring up the Jim Kerr Carol Miller story. So I just want
what?
to there.
Beth what?
Beth what?
Beth what?
Beth what?
Of course Howard's not going to bring stuff like that up. Come on.
I know, but it's just such a big scandal. It was a really big scandal. I mean, this is
he doesn't want people to return fire.
But this is literally the only thing I know about Jim Kerr, is that he was dating this chick and
Right on.
knew, and they were seeing each other at the same
So
time.
he was banging Rutherford Howard. It's good for him.
Yes.
Wolfguard.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like this weird little story. I thought that, Carol has been doing Get the Let Out for 30 years. Yeah, she must hate Led Zeppelin at this point. She's really not that hot. Autobot AI. Jared. Okay. Jared had no stove. Jared, who was living in a Jared, how are you, by the way? Just I'm glad Jared's checking in and hope you're okay, Jared. So just kind of report back and let us know how you're doing. Just curious. I may have missed it in the thread as you were going by. So if you could let us know, that would be awesome. All right, so let's move on. See, you don't have a horse in this race, which is why I can't have the gossip thing with you, Xavier.
Mo.
Yes. So
Dude, okay, cool. They're banging. Who cares?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, okay.
Okay, fine. You can't gossip with me about it. Okay, fine.
Gossip about two people I just now know exist.
Yes, I know. All right. So then Ronnie comes on with Blit and with JD. So it's interesting that Ronnie was on today, because I happened to take note of the fact that my good friend, he happens to be down in Florida. He happens to be not too far from me with Richie Wilson. So let's take a look at that, because he just posted about them. There we go. So yeah, so Ronnie happens to be in Florida with Richie and the Lovelies, and that's Richie's bar, Giggle Waters. So it's interesting that that Ronnie's still calling in from overseas, basically. So anyway, Blit comes on to talk about JD, and Ronnie gives some shit about it. So here we go.
I'm just saying, I'm concerned for my friend who is allegedly
now
your
he's
friend.
your friend. Now he's your friend.
He's my best friend.
No,
he's like a brother.
Heir, he's your heir or buddy. Oh,
I don't have sex with him yet. Eventually, I would pay him for sex. So you're right
because
there. So
he keeps you on the air.
Yes, he does.
Like,
Ronnie,
just like I keep you on the air.
Absolutely. You do.
See, so they're all just such air whores. This is what they do. This is what their timing is about. So then JD proceeds to let us know who he thought looked the best at the Oscars, because it is very important that we know from JD who looked good and who didn't. Any thoughts on who's on that list?
The dog that was at the Oscars.
So he
That's
gave
my
us,
guess.
he gave us his top 5, which I'm going to share with you now. And at number 5, I mean, okay, I don't even understand where the list is coming from, but at number 5 for JD is Marley Maitland. I don't know why.
Is this a joke?
No. He thought she looked great for an older woman. I don't know how old she is, but let's go with whatever it is.
Right on.
She looks like a very expensive mother of the bride. That's kind of what she looks like. I'm not even understanding how she's number 5. At number 4 is somebody named Brittany Snow, who shockingly looks like Tenko, which is, of course, why I think she would be number 4 on the list, which makes absolute sense. Number 3 was Florence Pugh, who has no tits and basically looks like a very dressed up, like 16-year-old, methinks. And I hated her dress. This is Florence. And number 2 would be Eva Longoria, which I agree. I think looks stunning. Hey, anytime you want to add anything to this conversation, Xavier, just by all means do so.
Okay.
Because I'm probably about 5 minutes from being done with the show. So that's Eva Longoria. And then number 1 was this chick, Becky G, whom I actually said, I wonder who's paying her. And I have no idea who she is. I think she's a singer. So
Right on.
Okay. You don't have to add anything. I was just being snarky. So
Okay.
it's okay for you to not add
Sure.
to the conversation.
Got it.
And then finally, Al Pacino.
I'm supposed to say something about what JD thinks is attractive.
I don't know. I just thought maybe if you thought any of them.
I don't know. Was there a Lhasa Apso with a jar of peanut butter?
If
that,
there was
he
any,
omitted?
if you had any commentary on whether you thought they were looking attractive or not.
They look like Oscar broads, man. I mean, cool.
Okay, so Al Pacino is up next.
And people
But
were
it's
making a big
good.
deal that Al Pacino came out at the end and kind of messed up giving the best film award, the best picture of the year award. But he's so old, man. It was really depressing seeing Al. He doesn't even look like Al Pacino anymore. He's like all fucked
I know
up.
you don't even know who that is.
He looks exactly like Al Pacino.
He looks like an 80-year-old Al Pacino.
He looks exactly like Al Pacino. If I had to draw Al Pacino at 80 years old, this is exactly what I would think he would look like. He looks no different. I mean, yes, okay. Oh, so okay. So
He's
young
got
Al,
gray hair.
young
Where's
Al
that?
Pacino. I mean, okay. All right. I mean, yeah. Everybody gets old. Look at me.
He looks like Tony Montana.
You know, it's so weird. My mom used to run in crowds, like circles with him and his friends. And she, to this day, would swear to you that she thought he was gay. And I don't know why. She just always did.
Wasn't he
And
like in Dog Day Afternoon or something like that?
I don't know. He was in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, was he ever? But yeah, he looks exactly like old Al Pacino. That's exactly who he is. Here he is in 89.
Godfather was a long time ago.
Oh my God, Scarface, the best. Scarface was the best. The best.
When's the last time you saw that movie?
A very,
It's a
very
little campy now, but it still holds up.
But that's the fun of it, is that it is
It's
campy.
super campy, you know?
This is him in 2010, which looks pretty much exactly like him in 23. So
he has what, an 8-month-old kid right now or something like
yes,
that?
he does. Yes, he does. 8 months old.
So there's that.
Yes. House of Gucci. Martin Scorsese, who's getting old, a little long in the tooth there. Yeah, he looks exactly the same.
They're all old. I mean, they've been around for a minute, Mara.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Al, and then I know he does look a little bit homeless, but you know what? He's a little disheveled, and he's got an 8-month-old at home. So
man, dude.
Let me see.
Well, he has nothing to do with that kid. Nothing.
Well, by the way, his girlfriend. Let's just discuss this for a second. Chino girlfriend.
Isn't she like 30 or something like that?
Yes, he's 80 years old, and she is 30. Can you even?
Yeah, but that's like an instant retirement plan for her.
Oh my God, ever.
Like done. Like she don't have to worry
Like
about money.
the chick that married Billy Joel. I mean,
Absolutely.
and had Billy Joel kids.
Look at that, dude.
Files for physical custody of 3-month-old son. Pacino will have reasonable visitation.
Reasonable.
Can you even look at them two together?
What does that even mean?
I don't really know. Al Pacino's girlfriend who gave birth to the couple's son Roman 3 months ago has legally filed for physical custody of the baby boy. As if an 80-year-old would be like, no, let me. I want to be the one. I want to be the one who has control.
I wonder. Do you think he just cuts her a check for like the next 18 years and just be done with it?
Hold on. Funny you should say that. Al Pacino, 83. Sorry, he's 83. Al Pacino, 83, to pay 29-year-old girlfriend Nor Alfala $30,000 a month in child
That's
support.
a lot of poopy diapers, man.
That's a lot of
30
holy
G's, dude.
shit. It's $360,000 a year.
For nothing.
Wow. Al Pacino has to pay his girlfriend Nora Fowler over $30,000 a month in child support. Los Angeles judge further ordered the Scarface star to pay Fowler $110,000 up front before continuing the monthly payments of $13,000 for a night nurse and cover any medical bills outside of health insurance coverage. Not only
how's that working? I mean, the dude's 83 years old. He's not going to be around in like 15 years. How's that going to work?
Being kind.
I don't know.
Giving him till 98. That's being kind. Not only
That's
that,
what I mean, yeah.
the Pacino has been ordered to make a yearly $15,000 deposit into an educational fund for his youngest son.
I ain't going to get it done.
So 15,000. Let me see.
15 G's. You can't even get into like San Diego State for 15 G's.
15, 1, 2,
like
3.
Community college money.
15. That's $270,000. I think that should be enough.
That ain't dick.
The judge also ruled that Alfala 29 and Pacino 83 will have joint legal custody, while the Sony producer will have primary physical custody.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think if she was smart, she would just get it all at once. Because he ain't going to be around that much longer, man. Come on.
Yeah. Look at him. He is a little bit of a mess right there.
Melvin, number 5 seed.
What are you talking
about?
Shut up. What are you saying?
San Diego State.
Oh. So yeah, that's what you got. 83-year-old with a 29-year-old.
Good for her.
Because she has no daddy issues at all. None.
And unlike Beth, she gets to party.
Yes. I mean, she does.
She ain't staying home with that kid. She ain't like stuck with some old geezer like Beth.
Yeah, she is stuck. Yeah, because this chick has the odds on her side.
Absolutely.
Time is on her side right now. That an 83-year-old is going to last another 10 years. She'll be 40. She'll be living large. 10 years. Oh my God. I can't even imagine. But hey, okay, it's Al Pacino. So whatever. I guess. Whatever. Yeah, you don't need daddy issues for greed.
What are the odds that that's his last one?
Well,
I guarantee there's at least one more left in the can.
I think they broke up. I can't even imagine.
Oh, you're so cute to think that he even cares about her at this point.
No, of course he doesn't.
He's already moved on to a 23-year-old.
Oh, it's pretty fucking disgusting.
There's plenty of broads.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I'm not really into that kind of generational gap. I think it's just
you think?
So okay, the show today ended really weirdly, and yeah, I don't even know what to say about this. So he Slash apparently asked him to play his new song to end the show with, and he said,
Wait,
"Why?"
what? Slash?
Slash has some new collaboration song. I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't even paying attention at this point. Yeah, so I'm trying to read some of the commentary right now. It is pathetic. Good for Al. He's Al fucking Pacino. You want him to marry a fat old boy? No, of course not. Listen, if you're 83 and you can bang 29-year-olds, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out.
I mean, honestly, the only loser in this scenario are his other kids. Because
Are they
that
really
pie
though?
got a little smaller. That's all.
Just a little though. Let's see how much
well,
he's worth. Let's see how much
I
he's worth.
mean, look, he got to bang some 29-year-old. She gets a lottery ticket. The only losers are his kids.
Hold on. Yeah, but you know what? Something tells me that those kids have been probably sucking on the daddy teat for a
You
long,
think?
long time.
Oh,
You know what I
100%.
mean? He's 83 years old.
His kids
All
are
right.
like middle aged by now, at least.
How much is Al Pacino's net worth? Anybody want to give a shout out?
More than me?
Okay, that much for sure. So
For sure.
come on, guys. How much?
100.
Oh, you're so close. You're always so good with this stupid freaking game. Al Pacino is worth 120 million. So if he's giving this chick 5 for, oh my God, he's 5.
It's peanuts.
He's 5'6", which means he's like 5'5" in real life.
There's no way he's 5'6".
Yeah, he's tiny. Oh, you mean you think he's smaller?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's tiny.
He's like a fidget.
Yeah, he's tiny. He is tiny.
Hey, Mo.
Hey.
What are the odds that when he was banging her, she lied to him? She said, you can't even have a baby with me because my womb is so polluted.
I can't even imagine that he didn't ask for a paternity test. Number one, I think that's
100%.
something that
he's got like a dispenser for those fucking things.
Jesus Christ. So if he's worth $120 million and he's only having to shell out $350,000 a year to her, he wins. He wins. So, you think, Melvin? You think he has a huge hog? I wonder. Yeah, but he's 83. How 83-year-old ass is not something I ever want to look at. That's not something that's
You don't think she just closes her eyes and just thought of that Maserati?
Yeah, well, I guess. I guess. But yeah, this is
Jesus Christ.
This is not something I want to. This is not something.
Dude, really?
I want to look at.
Really?
I'm just saying. That is not something as a 29-year-old I would ever want to like go anywhere near. So anyway, Slash apparently asked him to play this song at the end, but this is how the show ended today, which was very weird. I'm just going to skip through it a little bit because I don't want to get in trouble, but here we go.
Collection of blues cover songs features guest vocals from artists like Billy Gibbons, like Iggy Pop, Brian Johnson, Demi Lovato, and Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes. And Slash said, "You want to play the newest single from the album?" I said, "Absolutely." They covered.
I was watching a documentary about Guns N' Roses, and they were talking about when Slash left the band and when he started making his own music. And he said, "Yeah, I write these songs, and I imagine who."
Yes, Jeremy Harrell. That's exactly what I did. I actually gave a little buffer. I said 80-year-old man ass. That's exactly what I did. Okay, hang on. Let me continue.
Who I would want to be singing them. And this sounds like that kind of collaboration.
Well, this is a cover of the Fleetwood Mac song "Oh Well," which was, and then he collaborated with Chris Stapleton on vocals, another guy we like.
Yeah.
The song, of course,
I went through it, obviously.
God in hand.
Joe wants to hear your feedback on
That's
today's
it.
Howard
That's the end
Stern
of the
show.
show. He
Right on.
that's it. Here's the song. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. We'll have Jake Gyllenhaal on. Gesei gesund. What are you saying, Melissa? Try being a 30-year-old and having to stick your mush in a 20-year-old. Yes. 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 But okay. Yeah, that's what we got. Mo, the chat wants you to say, and she's got a great ass and got your head all the way up it. Okay, no, Melvin. No, Melvin. No. So, yeah, that's it. That's all we got for today. The show was horrible. There was nothing going on. Interview with Jim Kerr, which by all standards, everybody said was pretty decent because, yeah, Jim Kerr was a good interview. And yeah, and that was it. No, you know what's going to happen is Kimmel's going to go with him to Italy, and I cannot wait for that to happen. I really cannot. I think it's going to be phenomenal. And you know what's going to happen is that they're going to go in the summertime, and obviously nobody goes to Italy in the summertime because it's hot as balls there in the summer.
Europe during the Olympics is going to be a cluster F.
Oh, when is the Olympics? When is that happening?
Soon enough.
Wait, no. I need to know this now. Are they having the Summer Olympics?
Absolutely, in Paris.
Summer Olympics. July 20th
nightmare. It's
till
literally it'll be the worst time to ever go to Europe.
11th. It's going to be hot as balls. So, yeah, that's going to be amazing that it's going to be in Paris. I'll be shocked if there's no terrorist activity out there during the Olympics. Shocked, I tell you.
It's going to be hot and crowded.
Italy temperature in summer. Yeah, fuck you. No, it's like 88 degrees. I'm telling you, it's going to be like balls hot. He's going to be miserable. He's going to be so miserable.
We can only hope.
Oh, it's going to be so delicious. Paris is not a shithole. I love Paris. It's a beautiful place.
Paris is an awesome place.
It really is. I mean, yes, there's a lot of like migrants there.
Shut up.
But it's like New York. If you stay in the places where you would normally go and hang out, it's like anywhere else, right? Isn't that the way it goes? All right. I know. Okay. So one time I was on a high-speed train from southern France, like Languedoc region, into Paris. And this man and this woman come and sit right next to me. It's like a 3-seater, and they come sit right next to me. And the smell that came off of this man, and he was a real, like, handsome, well-dressed, 3-piece suit, beautiful, like Gucci loafers, was styling. And the stink was like the suit had been made for him like 30 years ago.
That's
and
one of those dudes.
It's just that smell. And you're right.
One of those dudes.
Nah, people in Paris do smell. They really do. They really do. It's just horrible. All right. Any case, that's it. Don't start Mo with right-wing bullshit about immigrants. We're all immigrants. Yes, of course we're all immigrants. I'm not starting any bullshit about immigrants. What's wrong with you people? I'm a child of immigrants. I don't give a shit. It's not my problem, honestly. And to go into politics is never my problem. So that's okay. All right. So that's what we have for you tonight. And Xavier, do you have anything you want to promote?
No.
Dennis will be back.
Do you have anything that you want to promote?
No, I got nothing. Oh, you know what I did want to talk about? Do we have 15 minutes that we can talk about something real quick?
Absolutely. I got all the time in the world.
Cool. So there's a dude who listens to our show, and he happens to be a psychologist. And I could have that wrong, so I'm going to get it right and make sure that I know exactly what I'm talking about. He is a psychiatrist, one of those things. His name is Scott, and I asked him to do a psychological profile of Howard Stern.
Oh,
And
yeah, this is gonna be good.
I was wanting it to be something that we could talk about maybe a little bit more thoroughly or with a little bit more time, but I did want to get to it. And I'm actually sad that I didn't get to it yesterday when he
Oh,
was.
you want to go into it now? You don't want to just wait for
Should I
do a
wait?
show on this?
Well, I don't know if it's worthy of a show or if it's something that we
From what you told me, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, dip your toe in the water, see what happens.
Okay. A little bit. Monique, below is a brief should we start it today? No, why don't we wait for tomorrow? Jake Gyllenhaal's going to be on. He's going to be on for 2 hours. Nobody's going to give a shit about it. Maybe
Jake hasn't been good since Donnie Darko.
Yeah, maybe we wait on it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to wait on this until tomorrow.
It's good shit, guys. I mean, no joke.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
great.
this guy literally deconstructed the Pelican.
Yeah, no, it's a real psychologist. So I know me wanting to do short shows, but it's very hard to do this. I'd love to have somebody on. I asked this guy if he wanted to be on with us, and he didn't really want to do that, but he
Can't blame him.
Really, really good psychological profile of Howard. I mean, I would save it for a different show, but I would really like somebody to come on who actually knows something about this kind of stuff, and I am not that person. So it would be great if any of you out there are somebody who want to participate in a show about Howard's psychological profile. I'd be happy to talk to you about it and see if we can do that.
Bubble Boy was okay.
Huh?
Oh, someone just mentioned Bubble Boy with Jake.
Oh, Bubble Boy was okay.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good movies.
This is true. So yeah,
but Donnie Darko still the best.
I never seen that. I've never.
Are
seen
you
it.
serious?
No,
that's a great movie.
No, I've never seen it. But again, I've never seen Godfather 1, 2, or 3. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, no, he's a real shrink. He's a legit shrink, and it's really, really great. So we'll save that. We'll do it tomorrow. I'm sure Jake Gyllenhaal is going to suck. Pretty positive of it, as a matter of fact. So we will do it then. And we thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it as always. Please make sure to like and subscribe and hit the little bell thingy so you know when we're doing another show. But odds are we'll be here,
maybe
hit on my bicycle. I know I am having trouble wrapping up. I am going to do it now. I promise. All I have to do is go hit brand and do the outro right now. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.